The entertainment world was shocked when beloved television personality revealed an exciting new career move while also dealing with one of the most emotional moments of her life. The longtime NBC Mark anchor officially announced that she will be hosting a brand new Wordle Mark game show, a project that had secretly been in development for months. Fans were thrilled to hear the announcement, especially after weeks of uncertainty surrounding both her personal life and professional future. The surprise reveal happened during an emotional television segment where the excitement of a new game show mixed with deeply personal emotions. As cameras rolled, the atmosphere quickly shifted from playful and energetic to heartfelt and emotional. One person enthusiastically announced, "It's official. We are making the Wordle Mark game show with our host Savannah Guthrie." The crowd erupted with excitement as Savannah Guthrie walked forward smiling, clearly overwhelmed by the moment. For viewers watching at home, it looked like a joyful celebration. But behind the smiles was a woman carrying enormous emotional weight. As soon as she began speaking, it became clear that this project represented much more than just another television opportunity. Fighting back tears, Savannah Guthrie admitted that the entire production had been delayed because of a heartbreaking family crisis that changed everything for her. She explained that the show had originally been scheduled to begin filming months earlier. Production plans were already in motion, and everyone expected cameras to roll in March. But suddenly, everything stopped. Her personal life took priority over her television career. And according to her emotional comments, the support she received from NBC Mark and fellow television personalities meant more than she could possibly express. "I just want to say thank you to NBC Mark and to Jimmy Mark," she said emotionally during the announcement. "When everything happened with me and my family, they just stopped everything and said, 'We'll wait for you.'" Her comments instantly touched viewers across social media. Many people praised the network for showing compassion in an industry that is often criticized for being cold and unforgiving. Savannah Guthrie herself admitted that she never expected such understanding from the entertainment business. She described Hollywood as a difficult environment where schedules and profits come first, making the support from her colleagues feel even more meaningful. The emotional television moment came only one day after Savannah Guthrie posted a heartbreaking tribute online for Mother's Day. Her message quickly spread across the internet because of its emotional honesty and painful reality. In the post, she wrote, "We will never stop looking for you." Those few words immediately sparked concern and sympathy from fans everywhere. The emotional message referred to the ongoing disappearance of her mother, a mystery that has now stretched to 100 painful days without clear answers. For months, investigators, family members, and supporters have desperately searched for clues while hoping for a breakthrough. But according to reports, the case remains frustratingly unresolved. Friends close to the family say the emotional toll has been devastating. Despite continuing her television appearances and public responsibilities, Savannah Guthrie has reportedly struggled behind the scenes while balancing grief, uncertainty, and hope. Sources close to the situation say she has tried to remain strong for her family while also maintaining her demanding career in national television. The disappearance itself has generated significant public attention, partly because of Savannah Guthrie's high-profile media presence. Many viewers who have watched her for years on NBC Mark now feel emotionally connected to the tragedy unfolding in her life. Social media users have repeatedly shared messages of support, encouragement, and prayers for the family. Investigators have reportedly had very few solid leads. Aside from a small number of doorbell camera images obtained by the FBI, there has been little public evidence revealing what may have happened. The limited information has only increased public frustration and concern. As the investigation dragged on, pressure began mounting against authorities in Arizona, particularly within Pima County. Critics have increasingly questioned whether enough progress has been made in the case. Public anger intensified after several tense exchanges involving Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos. The sheriff has faced growing criticism not only because of the missing person investigation, but also because of other controversies surrounding his leadership. During a recent interaction with reporters, Chris Nanos appeared visibly uncomfortable while answering questions about the ongoing case. One reporter asked whether he had a Mother's Day message for the Guthrie family. His response was short and awkward. "No, I'm okay." he replied before attempting to move on from the conversation. The unusual response immediately sparked backlash online, with many viewers calling the interaction insensitive and dismissive. Another reporter pressed him further, reminding him that nearly 100 days had passed since the disappearance. The reporter directly asked whether investigators were any closer to solving the case. This time, the sheriff briefly responded, "I think we are." However, he offered no additional details, leaving many observers frustrated by the lack of transparency. The situation became even more controversial after reporters observed the sheriff leaving the interview area in a brand new 2026 Mark Corvette Stingray, a luxury sports car worth more than $70,000. Images of the vehicle quickly circulated online, triggering heated discussions about leadership, priorities, and public perception. Critics argued that the expensive sports car created terrible optics during a time when families were desperately searching for answers in unresolved cases. Others defended the sheriff, pointing out that personal purchases should not necessarily be connected to professional investigations. Still, the controversy only added more pressure to an already tense public situation. Reports later revealed that Mark Chris Nanos earns approximately $120,000 annually as sheriff. Although the salary itself is not unusual for someone in his position, opponents used the information to fuel broader criticism regarding leadership and accountability. Communities have become increasingly vocal in demanding change. Some residents say confidence in the sheriff's office has significantly declined. Public meetings discussing law enforcement leadership reportedly became heated as frustration continued growing. One local critic stated bluntly, "He has definitely lost the confidence of the community." That comment quickly spread across television broadcasts and online discussions, becoming one of the defining public reactions to the controversy. The criticism against Mark Chris Nanos Mark goes beyond the missing person investigation. Opponents have also accused him of dishonesty regarding parts of his professional background and previous statements made under oath. These accusations became serious enough that county supervisors scheduled a vote to discuss possibly removing him from office. According to critics, the issue is not simply about one investigation. Instead, they argue it reflects broader concerns regarding trust, transparency, and leadership integrity. One opponent publicly declared he's embarrassed himself, and it's time for him to go. Supporters of the sheriff, however, argue that political opponents are unfairly using public emotion surrounding the Mark Guthrie family tragedy to attack him personally. They insist that ongoing investigations take time and that public pressure should not interfere with law enforcement procedures. For his part, Mark Chris Nanos has defended himself by insisting that he's revisiting past controversies. He has repeatedly suggested that critics are focusing too heavily on political issues rather than the realities of police work. Despite the growing controversy, the emotional center of the story remains Mark Savannah Guthrie and her family. Fans continue rallying around the television host as she balances personal heartbreak with major professional opportunities. Many people online have praised her strength and composure during an incredibly painful chapter of her life. The launch of the new Mark Wordle game show represents an especially meaningful milestone because it symbolizes resilience during hardship. According to insiders, the project had been kept secret for months while producers quietly adjusted schedules around the family crisis. Television executives reportedly believed Mark Savannah Guthrie was the perfect choice to lead the program because of her warm personality, quick thinking, and ability to connect audiences. The popularity of the original Mark puzzle game also created enormous excitement surrounding the adaptation. Ever since the online word game exploded into a global sensation, television producers had reportedly been searching for ways to bring the concept to broadcast audiences. Turning the viral game into a television competition was considered risky at first because many internet sensations fail when adapted for TV. However, executives apparently believed the format could succeed with the right host. That host turned out to be Mark Savannah Guthrie. Colleagues say she immediately brought warmth, intelligence, and humor to the project. Even during difficult personal circumstances, those working behind the scenes reportedly admired her professionalism and determination. Industry insiders also believe the emotional public response to her family situation may deepen viewers' emotional connection to the upcoming series. Audiences often support public figures who demonstrate demonstrate vulnerability and authenticity, especially during periods of hardship. During the emotional announcement segment, viewers noticed that Mark Savannah Guthrie struggled at times to maintain composure, but many fans considered those moments deeply human and relatable rather than uncomfortable. Social media platforms quickly filled with supportive comments praising her honesty. Several viewers commented that her willingness to openly discuss family pain made her seem even more genuine and admirable. Others applauded Mark NBC for delaying production rather than replacing her or rushing the project forward. Within hours of the announcement, headlines across the country began covering both the new game show and the ongoing investigation connected to her family. Television analysts noted that it is rare for such contrasting emotions, excitement and heartbreak, to collide so publicly during a major entertainment announcement. Media experts also pointed out how unusual it is for a high-profile television project to pause entirely because of a host's personal circumstances. In many entertainment situations, productions move forward regardless of individual challenges. That reality made Mark Savannah Guthrie's gratitude toward the network even more understandable. As the missing person case continues, public attention remains intense. Every new update from investigators receives major coverage, and supporters continue sharing information online hoping to uncover new leads. Community members in Mark, Arizona have also organized awareness campaigns aimed at keeping the case visible. Meanwhile, the debate surrounding Mark Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos shows no signs of disappearing. Political tensions continue rising as county supervisors prepare to make decisions regarding his future in office. Observers believe the outcome could significantly affect public trust in local law enforcement leadership moving forward. Some analysts argue that the controversy demonstrates how modern investigations unfold under enormous public scrutiny, especially when celebrities or nationally recognized figures are connected to the case. Social media, nonstop news coverage, and public opinion can quickly transform local investigations into national debates. At the same time, supporters of the Mark Guthrie family continue emphasizing that the central focus should remain on finding answers. Many fans have repeatedly expressed hope that investigators will eventually discover what happened and bring closure to the painful mystery. For now, Mark Savannah Guthrie continues moving forward one day at a time. While preparing for her exciting new role as host of the Wordle Mark game show, she also remains emotionally connected to the search effort involving her family. The contrast between those two realities has deeply affected viewers. On one hand, audiences are excited to see her leading a fresh television project tied to one of the world's most recognizable games. On the other hand, many people recognize the heartbreaking personal struggle happening behind the scenes. As production on the new series finally begins, many fans say they plan to support the show not only because they enjoy Mark Savannah Guthrie as a television personality, but also because they admire her resilience during difficult times. The emotional announcement ended on a hopeful note, as those involved with the production celebrated finally moving forward. One person smiled and commented, "I think that turned out pretty good." It was a simple line, but after months filled with uncertainty, delays, grief, controversy, and public attention, the statement carried much deeper meaning. For Mark Savannah Guthrie, the moment symbolized more than just the launch of a new television project. It represented perseverance, support from colleagues, and the determination to continue moving forward even while facing heartbreaking uncertainty. The coming months will likely remain emotionally challenging as investigators continue searching for answers in the missing person case. But the overwhelming public response has shown that millions of viewers stand behind Mark Savannah Guthrie during both her professional success and personal pain. Whether discussing the exciting future of the Mark Wordle game show or the emotional search for answers surrounding her family, one thing has become clear. Audiences see Mark Savannah Guthrie not just as a television host, but as a deeply human figure navigating extraordinary circumstances in front of the entire world.